Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital medical team and volunteers provide care to a former stroke patient. Tzu Chi Foundation encourages rural Hualien communities to plant Inca peanuts to revive economy. Welcome to the Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In Taiwan, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital medical staff and volunteers took care of a stroke sufferer. After he transferred to another hospital, they still kept in touch. The medical team and volunteers even visited him, treating him like family. Wheelchair-bound Mr. Cho has received treatment at Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital when he first had a stroke. Later, he went to a nearby hospital for rehabilitation. The medical team who took care of him has come to provide care.
People continue to care for me. I'm very happy and I feel very warm. Thank you. I'm very grateful to the Tzu Chi medical team. Thank you very much.
According to statistics, stroke sufferers have 30% chance of having another stroke in 5 years. Therefore, the head nurse has shared her vegetarian food recipe, hoping he can prevent strokes. A patient's medical condition can also affect his rehabilitation. Therefore, although he's no longer receiving treatment at Tzu Chi Hospital, the medical team and volunteers continue to encourage him.
As we combine medical mission with charity, we continue to care for the patients. Since we provide care and will continue to accompany him, we hope he won't feel sick and feel low, but he will have the confidence to move forward. Companionship with love is a big motivation for them. A patient who was lying on bed can now take a few steps in front of us. We are happy to see this.
Volunteers have seen Mr. Cho, who was bedridden, improve his walking ability, and now he can express himself through speech clearly. They hope he can return to normal life soon. On the 5th day after Taroko Express train derailment accident, most of the DNA tests have been completed. After public funeral services were held, the bodies of the deceased passengers were accompanied by family members to leave Hualien. The special police from other cities also evacuated the scene. Dhamma Masters from Jingsi Abode, on behalf of the master, sent gratitude and blessings.
The police from Taipei City feel at ease when they receive master's gifts. From the first day of the Taroko Express train derailment accident, the corps went to Hualien to support the security work of the funeral home. The mission came to an end, and they finally got ready to return to Taipei.
It's very sad because I saw that some family members were more emotional, and they said that they want their family members to come back. Therefore, we must cherish the people around us now.
There are still remains, which are being restored in Hualien Funeral Home, hoping that they will be able to return home beautifully.
The head and face are severely damaged. The most important thing is their face restoration, which could comfort their families.
Finally, YouTuber was found. His family bought his favorite clothes and hoped that he could live handsomely.
His preferred style is clothes that are more sunny and lively. I have prepared them. I believe he can use a happy and sunny style and come back to Kaohsiung with us.
The TCM physician of Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center also provides services in funeral home to relieve the fatigue of the on-site staff.
In the aftermath of the Taroko Express train derailment accident, Tzu Chi has mobilized more than 1,000 volunteers to provide care to the affected passengers and their families. Dhamma Master Zheng Yan has expressed her gratitude for the volunteers and encouraged everyone to face the accident with compassion and wisdom. The family of 4 were unfortunately injured in the Taroko Express train derailment accident. The youngest child said this to the volunteers.
The child told me, "I can wait. I can bear with the pain. Take my father and mother first." She kept telling me to take his parents first. I told the father about it. The father was pale and in pain. I told the father, "It is worthy to give birth to this son. Do you know what your son said to me? He wants you to go on ambulance first. He said he can wait."
Meanwhile, there's a family of 3 generations who were returning to Taitung for tomb sweeping. They did not expect a deadly accident.
弟弟就问妈妈：“你为什么要跟姐姐买衣服？”
The little boy asked his mother, "Why are you buying clothes for my sister?" She said that his sister has become an angel, and the boy asked his mother, "Will you go look for her?" I want to point out that we do not just accompany them for a short time. We will go care for them on the second day as well.
而已，我们第二天也都再去跟他关怀。
Volunteers feel for the passengers and provide care and companionship. This way, they can have a shoulder to lean on when they feel anxious.
我们还要呢，发挥无言大慈，就如我们接触到的家属，我们呢要去抚慰他，期待他，他发泄掉了他的悲戚激动，我们呢好好的。很温暖的陪伴在身边，给予有依靠。
The volunteers work with one heart and mind to provide love and care to the affected passengers and their families, so they can face the accident with compassion and wisdom. In Taiwan on Children's Day, Jingsi Books and Cafe invited young volunteers and their families together. At the event, mothers performed a skit telling the story of a Belgian girl helping the homeless people. Young volunteers clasped their hands to pray for the passengers and families affected by the Taroko Express train derailment.
People who are safe and show actively do good deeds and be failure. They seize the time spent with their families to give of themselves and show love.
Being safe, the volunteers cherish the chance to give of themselves. Da'ai mothers have put on a skit showing a true story. A 5-year-old girl in Belgium planted vegetables in front of her house and built houses to help the homeless people.
等到收成的时候，我就可以送好多好多的青菜跟水果给你们大家吃了。
真的吗，小妹妹啊？啊，你真是一个爱心小天使嘞！
The girl first shared her food with them. Then she discovered that she could not feed all the homeless people. So he planted vegetables and fruits in her garden. This way she can feed the homeless people in the entire town. We hope to inspire the children with this story. If a 5-year-old girl can do this, we can all do it.
Yo Chen-rui, who loves music, plays the instrument and sings with everyone. This is what makes him happy.
I play ukulele and violin and I sing. I hope to bring happiness to everyone.
就很想要让大家开心。
As the children spread love, they have also shared joy. This Children's Day has been especially meaningful for them. To protect rural tribal villages, the Tzu Chi Foundation began to promote the use of tea instead of alcohol in 2011. After changing the villagers' behaviors, Tzu Chi started to think about how to increase their income. Thus began the planting of income peanuts and subsequent marketing to support these rural communities.
The master reminded us that if we want to help the poor to get out of poverty in Hualien and Taitung, we must start with reducing alcohol consumption. Therefore, our team promotes the use of tea instead of wine. After everyone's behavior changed, we found that if they had a stable job, they might even leave their drunken ways. We start from Hualien and went to Wanrong, promoting agriculture and how to activate farmland for their livelihood. In 2017, we were in Wangrong Township, which only gets half the sunshine because it is blocked by the central mountain range. Since rice cannot be grown, we look for something to grow that is good for human health, like sacha inchi oil. So we started to promote the Inca peanut throughout the village.
The Inca peanut looks like a star on a tree and tastes a bit like peanut, though it looks about the size of a macadamia nut. It is oily and rich in omega-3 fatty acids. It belongs to polyunsaturated fatty acids and has anti-inflammatory effects in the human body. This product has health benefits, including weight loss and cardiovascular health effects.
At the time of the 2018 Hualien earthquake, my son died at the Marshall Hotel. For a period of time, I refused to leave the house. Later, I thought about it. If I live like this, my son must be unhappy. At the time, I ran into our chairman, who suggested that I grow Inca peanut. When I started this planting, they were all eaten up by snails, and I had to replant.
通常是这样，对不对？对。它这个要把它压，它每个节都会
The Tzu Chi Foundation and Wanrong Township office often hold a lot of training courses. What should be paid attention to when planting Inca peanut? There are a lot of these courses, and the more you plant, the more interested you become, and your body gets better day by day.
After doing field investigations and then going to observe, Tzu Chi subsidized oil presses, shellers, and dryers. Now, more than 10,000 plants have been planted in more than 17.5 acres.
现在封冰82%左右以上是属于弱势家庭的子女。
At present, in Fengbing, 82% of the residents are disadvantaged. How can we improve the environment here? Fortunately, we met Director Lu, who provided a lot of manpower and material resources to guide us. From the aspect of material resources alone, he provided us with a cultivator and steel, and also invited Professor Yan of Donghua University to guide us to improve the organic soil quality and the precautions when the northeast monsoon strikes. He also invited Tzu Chi University Professor Cho to teach us trademarks and channel marketing. This improved our confidence gradually. At first, there were only 12 people doing this, but now it has grown to 28 people.
起初的人数是只有12位，现在已经高达了几位？没有28位了。那个这样的网架在这上面，树枝能够生长，这样子它的果实就会更多。
感谢慈济帮助我们在。Thank you, Tzu Chi, for helping us grow Inca peanuts in the East Coast. This lets us have some income in the countryside.
这个割得很漂亮啦，哈。
This charitable agricultural work has three main goals. The first is to improve their income. The second is to rehabilitate the land. The third is to let young people see the economic development here, have a willingness to return to their hometowns. The return of young farmers are what we hope to achieve with this charitable agricultural activity.
In Taiwan, Xinzhuang City volunteers have worked with Sixing Elementary School to hold recycling education exhibition. Through a week-long challenge games, volunteers taught the students to embrace vegetarianism. The traditional board games have become recycling challenge games. To warm up for Earth Day, Xinzhuang City volunteers are holding a week-long challenge games at Sixing Elementary School.
The week-long activities can allow the children to immerse themselves in such atmosphere. I think this way, they can incorporate recycling into their daily lives. It won't just be a class or teaching only.
Different from classroom learning, challenge games allow the children to learn from doing. As they become interested, they will learn the recycling concepts.
Maybe in class when I talk about recycling, they simply listen. However, through the challenge games, they have to beat a certain score and win awards. They will enjoy participating in such activities. Maybe he can then incorporate recycling into his daily lives. The win-win situation is that you can play games and you can also learn knowledge happily. Therefore, I feel very happy.
Do not discard garbage randomly and bring our own reusable utensils. When we go shopping, we should bring our own bags to protect the earth.
As the children incorporate environmental concepts into their daily lives, they can influence their families and eventually protect the environment together. In China, Suzhou City volunteers have gone to Dongran School to distribute scholarships and promote Jingsi aphorisms. One student has been promoting bamboo bank era in class. What game can be so fun? The children on the soccer field are eager to respond because they all know the answer.
说好话如口吐莲花。好，另外一句呢？说坏话如口吐毒蛇。
City volunteers have distributed scholarship at Dongran School, and they are also promoting Jingsi aphorisms. The students have learned to practice the aphorisms in daily life.
I am happy to help people, and I can help a lot of people.
At school, when garbage cans are full, I should dump the garbage, help the students who need help.
Chen Xueqi, who has participated in Tzu Chi Scholarship Program, is promoting bamboo bank era at her class. She has donated 3 coin banks this time.
My classmates asked what a bamboo coin is. I said that it could be made with bamboo. It has a small hole so people can drop coins in there and donate the money to help the poor.
Even her grandmother has started to adopt a vegetarian diet.
I did not eat meat, so I lost 6 kilograms in a month.
At the school, the ripple effect of kind acts is expanding. In the Philippines, 65-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer Lilita has been certified for 10 years. After joining Tzu Chi, she actively does recycling.
After becoming a certified Tzu Chi volunteer in 2011, she continued on for 10 years.
When I was in front of Master Zhenyan, I was very happy. I didn't know what to feel. I just wanted to thank her because without her, we couldn't clean up Marikina City, and also my husband would not have changed.
As she volunteered, she also did recycling and gathered donations from the locals.
I first explained to citizens that Tzu Chi is always helping us. We must contribute back when given a chance. I also told them that the money collected will be put in the bank first and will be used to help others in the future when there is a need.
Changing from her former self, 65-year-old Nalita Aurora, after becoming a volunteer, continues the cycle of goodness she once received from Tzu Chi.
At the beginning of 2019 school year, there was a shortage of Southeast Asian language teachers. This led many new immigrants to become foreign language teachers.
Accompanying new immigrants to shoot commercials, Lin Li Chan has been in Taiwan for 24 years and has been in Taiwan longer than her home country of Cambodia. She's more familiar with Taiwan than even the locals.
Zhanghua is special because there's a mountain line and a sea line. When you take the wrong train, you may be on the sea line traveling to Taichung.
请陈主委备询。
本席在这边主张，在我们这部专法里面好好的讨论。
As the first new immigrant legislator in Taiwan, Lin Li Chan promoted many legal amendments during her tenure. In December 2016, the third reading of the amendment to the nationality law was passed, and for foreign spouses' naturalization, financial proof is no longer required.
It's not because whether you have money which decide whether or not your wife can achieve ROC citizenship. This is a very capitalist concept.
Identity acquisition and academic certification are 2 major difficulties for new immigrants in Taiwan.
It should be the central government to determine recognition of your educational qualifications. There are none now. It's just local government of 22 counties and cities. If they think it is okay, they give elementary school certification to them. With a compulsory 12-year education program, who's going to certify the qualifications for primary schools?
There are many obstacles to the certification of academic qualifications. Many new immigrants simply have to start from scratch. Yang Cui-hung is one of them. She has a college degree in Vietnam, but she came to Taiwan without any academic credentials.
The second year I came to Taiwan, I started to study in elementary school. So I've studied in Taiwan for 18 years.
After the long journey of her study, she finally managed to make her way forward in education. Now that she enters a campus, she is no longer a student but a Vietnamese teacher. There are a total of 9 students in this class, and 7 of them are second-generation new immigrants. In the past, children could only learn at home, occasionally listening to their mothers speak Vietnamese. Now that school has officially opened, they have the opportunity to learn to read, write, and listen.
My mother thinks it's good because I can learn the language of my mother's hometown in school. This makes my mother very happy.
Hualien County has the largest number of rural schools in Taiwan. Take Sihu Township, which is close to the sea, as an example. Among the 11 elementary schools in the township, 9 are rural schools and 2 are especially remote. Sanlun Elementary School is one of them.
New immigrant children account for 1/3 of the school's children. This is a common phenomenon in rural areas. It's a common phenomenon.
The 2019 school curriculum involves native language classes in elementary schools, including Hokkien, Hakka, indigenous languages, plus 7 Southeast Asian languages such as Vietnamese, Indonesian, Thai, Burmese, Cambodian, Filipino, and Malaysian. Students can choose one language by themselves.
At least one window was open. To the children of this era, they now have the memory of many different languages and not just Japanese and English.
It not only focuses on the teaching of these so-called languages, but also cultural identity.
Yang Cui-hung taught such classes from elementary school to high school. She rushed to and from schools at all levels every day. She was very busy but enjoyed this work.
Our family status has improved. This has improved. I'll show my kids and they say, "Mom, you can write articles." He also thinks it's not easy for his mother to do this.
When driving, she always listens to the radio, especially the sister radio, which carries stories about new immigrants. More than a year ago, Yang Cui-hung also joined the radio station to host a show.
听众朋友，大家好，欢迎收听 Hello， 听见东南亚。他们对于
Their high degree of curiosity about the world and learning ability of women the same age in Taiwan or of the same generation can't really be quantified.
观察得到的. We respect the differences and take their differences, which is very clear, and see these differences and think about this matter. I think this is very important to society.
Through program interviews, she can help new immigrants.
Her husband passed away, so she raised 4 children with a mother-in-law. She needs our help.
After her interview, love poured into Ai Tsai's noodle stall, improving this family's life. Like hundreds of thousands of new immigrants, Yang Cui-hung has found purpose and value of life in Taiwan. Her influence in the community is just beginning.
In Malaysia, the teachers and students of our elementary school have gathered to pray for passengers affected by the train derailment accident. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.